Hello everyone, welcome to sdschessworld and I hope you had a great day. Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana took over the FIDE candidate title and going to challenge the world champion Magnus in November. He gone through 14 rounds where he win 5 rounds, lost 1 round and remaining round he managed to draw. He took over the tournament with 9 points and in today's video we will going to see the match between Fabiano Caruana and Levon Aronian. Before going to it, don't forget to subscribe the channel for future updates. Now you have done that, let's go for the match. Fabiano Caruana, Fabi is white here and Levon is black here. Fabi goes with e4, e5 by Levon, knight to f3, knight to c6 and bishop to b5. Rule up as a6, Morsi's defense, bishop to a4, knight to f6, white castles, bishop to e7, rook to e1, b5, bishop to b3, black castles, d3 and d6. These all are standard moves. Bishop to d2, bishop to g4 and c3, making room for this bishop. d5 and h3 attacking on the bishop. So bishop goes back to h5, queen to e2 and rook to b8. Bishop to g5 and d takes on e4, d takes on e4 and h6 attacking on bishop. So bishop goes back to c1, bishop to g6 and there is a double attack on this pawn now by the bishop and knights. So knight b goes to d2, knight to h5, planning for knight to f4, the strong diagonal for knight. Knight to f1 by Fabi, bishop to c5, now taking over this diagonal and pinning this pawn. g3 stopping the knight to f4 move, king to h7 and king to g2 unpinning this pawn. Queen to e7, bishop to c2 and rook f to d8 taking over this open file. Now b4 by Fabi kicking this bishop, so bishop goes to b6. Now a4. If Levon take this pawn, then this queen is attacking on this pawn and also this rook is protecting this a4 pawn. Knight to f6, taking knight back, knight to h4 now attacking on this bishop, and this bishop don't have squares to move because this square is taken by this pawn and only possible square for here bishop is to go on h5, but g4 move is coming. Queen to e6 and bishop to d3 now taking over this diagonal. Bishop to h5. Now this queen is also targeting over this square and this knight is also targeting over this square, so black can get some compensation. And g4 by Fabi. So bishop takes the pawn on g4, pawn takes the bishop on g4 and knight takes on g4. Fabi goes for knight to f5, stopping this protection on this knight, so knight takes on f2 with the protection of this bishop. Now this knight and this rook is attacking on this bishop, so bishop goes to c2, g6 attacking on the knight, and here there are two possibilities, either to exchange the knights or taking them back. And if Fabi goes for knight to e3, then Levon goes for knight to h3, and now this queen is protecting this knight and this knight can go back to g5 square, but Fabi goes for knight 1 to e3, now stopping this protection on this knight. Pawn takes the knight on g5, e takes on f5, now attacking on this queen with the protection of this knight, so queen goes to f6 and queen takes the knight on f2. e4, but I think rook to g8 checking is a good move because now king has only 2 square to go, either here to go for h file or here to come back to f file and restricting this movement of the rook. And Fabi takes this chance and go for rook to h1 controlling over this h file. Rook to d6 and now this queen can move. Bishop takes unprotected pawn on e4 and rook to g8 with check. King goes to f1 and knight to e5. As you can see, black king is smothered with his own pieces and don't have really good square to move. If king moves on g file, then there is definitely going to be a check by the rook or a queen. Queen to f6, the best move on this position, taking over this pawn. c6, and here taking this pawn can be a good move, because after that queen have to take the rook, and f6 with a discovered check from this bishop. So either king have to move or knight have to come back for the defense. If knight comes back for the defense, bishop can take the knight and pawn have to take the bishop, and we can exchange the queen here. And if black did a mistake, like if he take his king back, then queen takes the queen and it is going to be a checkmate. But here Fabi takes the pawn on b5 and rook to g5. Even don't care for this pawn because his king is in danger. B takes on a6. Now Fabi has this beautiful pass pawn on a file, queen to d8, and f6 discard check from this bishop. Also this preventing the protection for this pawn by this rook. And now knight to g6, and finally rook takes on h6 with check. Here Leon resigns the game because king has only two moves here, either to take this rook or go to g8 square. Now if king takes the rook, now queen to h2 check, and this king don't have square to move, so rook have to come to h5, and now knight to f5, and this is discovered check from this bishop, also check from this knight. So king have to move due to the double check, so king will move to h7 and king takes the rook, check. King have to move to g8, and now this knight will take the rook, and after that queen will take the knight and bishop will take the knight. And if after pawn takes the bishop on g6, and it's check, and this is all over for the black, because white is hold up a rook and have three more pawn, also this two pass pawn on the board. And if king goes to g8, then queen will take the rook, rook takes the pawn on f6 with check, white king will move, and here black can try for rook to f1 with check, and also attacking on this queen which is unprotected, but after this knight takes on f1, now this queen is protected, and if queen is get exchange on the board, still white is very far better here. So due to this reason, Leon resigns the game. I would like to mention that I am changing the username from sd_chessworld to sdschessworld on Twitter. So I hope you have liked this video, and if yes, then go ahead, hit the like button and share this video with your friends who like the chess. You can watch my previous videos here. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for future updates, and thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day ahead, and I will see you in the next one.